Okay, this is 7th grade science, Mrs. Cox. This is the periodic table and atoms, etc. test. So pause as you need to at your own pace in between questions. Number 1, a chemical formula is provided below. Look at that. How many atoms of nitrogen, that's going to be the N, are found in this substance? A1, B2, C4, D8. Number 2, which of the following accurately describes the number of magnesium, Mg, and chlorine, Cl, atoms in the chemical formula for MgCl2? So, which of the following accurately describes the number of magnesium and chlorine atoms in the chemical formula? Is it A, 4 atoms of magnesium and 2 atoms of chlorine? B, 4 atoms of magnesium and 8 atoms of chlorine? C, 8 atoms of magnesium and 2 atoms of chlorine? Or D, 2 atoms of magnesium and 4 atoms of chlorine? Number 3. The table provided shows the chemical formulas for 3 substances that contain elements including hydrogen, chlorine, carbon, calcium, and oxygen with those symbols. Which conclusion is supported by the information in the table? So look at the table. You have a substance and a formula. A, substance X has more atoms of chlorine than substance Y. B, substance X has fewer atoms of hydrogen than substance Y. C, substance Y has more carbon atoms than substance Z. Or D, substance Z has fewer calcium atoms than substance X. Number 4, a simplified periodic table of elements is provided. An element is a gas at room temperature and fails to react with any other element. In which part of the periodic table is this element most likely located? So looking at that diagram, is it going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4? Number 5, a portion of a periodic table is shown. Which element would be expected to have a reactivity similar to phosphorus? So looking at that, is it going to be A, nitrogen, B, oxygen, C, fluorine, or D, chlorine? Number 6, a table with information about 4 elements is provided. Which element contains 22 protons? So looking at that table, is it going to be A, sodium, B, calcium, C, titanium, or D, magnesium? Number 7, which of the following correctly describes a proton? A, location, nucleus, contribution to mass, usually about half, charge positive. Or B, location, nucleus, contribution to mass, virtually none, charge positive. C, location, outside nucleus, contribution to mass, usually about half, charge positive. D, location, nucleus, contribution to mass, usually about half, charge none. You're trying to describe correctly describe a proton. Number 8, organic compounds can be distinguished from inorganic compounds because organic compounds always A, contain carbon and certain other elements, B, will conduct electricity and be magnetic, C, make up the largest molecules that exist, or D, have higher boiling and melting points. Number 9. Illustrations of chemical compounds are provided. Which of the compounds illustrated here is an organic compound? So look at your diagram there. Is it going to be A, sodium chloride, B, calcium bromide, C, methane, or D, sodium sulfide? Number 10. Compounds are different than elements because compounds are A. Combinations of two or more elements. B. Not able to be broken down into parts. C. Made from the same type of atoms. D. A pure substance, elements are not. Number 11, which of the following is a compound made up of exactly two elements? A. O2. B. H2O. C. 2N2. D. C6H12O6. Number 12, the chart lists some substances and their symbols. How many of these substances are an example of an element? So looking at that chart, is it going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4? How many of these substances are an example of an element? Number 13, a model of an organic compound is provided. Knowing that the compound is organic, the element labeled unknown in the diagram must be which of the following elements? A. Carbon, B. Oxygen, C. Sulfur, D. Phosphorus. Number 14, a portion of the periodic table is duplicated here. Which of the following molecules is a simple organic compound? It's going to be A, B, C, or D. A is CH4, B is NaCl, C is FeS, D PbO. Just look at those. Number 15, I'll read the question, but again, the answers you're just going to pick A, B, C, or D. A portion of the periodic table is duplicated here. All of the following are organic compounds except A, B, C, or D. So pick the one that is not. Number 16, illustrations of chemical compounds are provided. Which of the compounds illustrated here is an organic compound? A. Sodium chloride, B. Calcium bromide, C. Methane, D. Sodium sulfide. Number 17, a portion of the periodic table is provided. Which of the following is the chemical formula of an organic compound? Just look at those and look at A, B, C, and D and pick the one that is a chemical formula of an organic compound. Number 18, in order to be considered an organic compound, the compound must contain the element what? A. Carbon, B. Chlorine, C. Helium, D. Calcium. Number 19, illustrations of 4 compounds are provided. How many of the compounds illustrated here are organic? Is it going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4? Number 20, which of these best describes one of the subatomic particles that can be found in location X in the model of an atom shown above? A. It has mass but no charge. B. It has no mass and a positive charge. C. It has a large mass and a negative charge. D. It has no mass and an equal number of positive and negative charges. Number 21, the 3 smaller components that make up atoms are A. Neutrons, protons, and ions. B. Neutrons, electrons, and protons. C. Protons, ions, and electrons. D. Electrons, neutrons, and ions. Number 22, which of the following lists the 2 particles found together inside the nucleus of an atom? A. Photons and ions. B. Neutrons and electrons. C. Protons and neutrons. D. Electrons and protons. Number 23. A neutral atom has an equal number of positive and negative charges. If a neutral fluorine atom has 9 protons and 10 neutrons, how many electrons will it have? A. 10, B. 9, C. 8, D. 7. Number 24. The nucleus of the atom contains 8 protons and 9 neutrons. The atom is electrically neutral. How many electrons does this atom have? A. 4, B. 8, C. 9, D. 15. Number 25. Which of the following lists the two subatomic particles that contribute the most to the mass of an atom? A. Protons and electrons. B. Protons and neutrons. C. Neutrons and electrons. D. Electrons and ions. Number 26. An element can be identified by its unique number of A. Ions, B. Electrons, C. Protons, or D. Neutrons. Number 27. Copper's atomic number is 29. This means that copper has A. 29 protons, B. 63.55 protons, C. 63.55 electrons, or D. 29 neutrons. Number 28. What is the name for the above element? Is it A. Yttrium, B. Potassium, C. Calcium? Number 29. The atomic number is A. 39, B. 20, C. 19. Number 30. The amount of neutrons is A. 39, B. 20, C. 19. That was your last question. If you're through with this test, please click on the button that says Mark is done.